What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka the King of Soul, and today we got some Jordan 1s to look at. The Air Jordan 1 Retro Low, and this is the collaboration with Travis Scott. This is the Black Phantom colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. Now, these videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes, so if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to drop those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So this is one of the most sought after and limited Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows. In my opinion, it's not my favorite. I do tend to favor the Fragment 1 low Travis Scott's overall, but I did like this packaging here, like, you know, it is like, you know, in this all black base, and it does have the Nike Air Jordan wings, and then, like, you know, the Travis Scott branding going through the entire shroud of the upper. On the back portion of the sneaker, you do actually have this Nike branding here as well. So that's pretty much it for the shroud. It's just, you know, the Cactus Jack, the sickle mode, and again, the Jordan and Nike brand in there. But when you do remove the shroud, again, you're met with this black base, and on top of the lid, it does have this Nike brand in here, glossed out in black, and then there's more of that black gloss Nike branding going through the entire box, and then the bottom portion of the sneaker box is consistent with the outside, so you do have the Nike Air brand and the copyright information there. Now, for those that do care, there you go. Now, the box label on the sneaker does read Air Jordan 1 Low OG SP. The colorway says Black Phantom in black. So, like, for the most part, it is I do dig the packaging, and then there's also, like, you know, one thing that I was a fan of with this sneaker, and I actually did take a look at this sneaker before doing a review, because I did lace the, you know, sneakers, because the sneakers do come unlaced, of course, just like most Air Jordan 1s. But one thing that I did like about the packaging with this sneaker, they actually gave us these kind of like these black bandanas, and the black bandanas does have the Travis Scott branding and the Jordan branding there as well, and there's one for each shoe to kind of, like, you know, wrap up the sneaker. Now, I didn't really do, like, you know, any education as far as, like, what was this supposed to symbolize. I don't know if Travis Scott's supposed to be gang related or what, but at the end of the day, I know black represents, like, you know, a gang, so at the end of the day, I don't know if that's what that's supposed to be for, but at the end of the day, I just felt like this was a pretty dope sneaker. Again, it's not my favorite of the Travis Scott collaborations with Jordan brand, but I just like the materials and the overall look of the sneaker. But for the most part, there you go, Air Jordan 1 Low. This is the Travis Scott Black Phantom. So we're going to take a look at the right sneaker first. Now, from hindsight, it does look just like any other Air Jordan 1 Low sneaker. And it does actually have, like, you know, it's a pretty much predominantly all black sneaker, and it does have, like, you know, this white stitching. Now, the sneaker itself, it is composed of nubuck and high hair suede material. Now, going towards the back portion, let's start here. Well, let's start with the mid, actually. You do have this transitional nubuck material for the mid panel and on the Nike swoosh. This back tab here going towards the rear is composed of, like, you know, this high hair suede material. White stitching going throughout the entire sneaker, of course, like by the lace loops, and then more going toward the toe box of that white stitching there. The midsole of the sneaker is in all black, and it is consistent with most Air Jordan 1 lows. Now, going toward the front area of the sneaker, going towards the toe box, again, you do have that nubuck material, and it is transitional, which I do like. Quality materials, and you do have that high hair suede material going across the toe box, and it is outlined in that white stitching. The sneaker does come unlaced, but I did lace them up for, like, you know, the video, but they do have these flat black laces here. The tongue of the sneaker is composed of like a nylon mesh material, just like most Air Jordan 1s. Up top, they did give you a black tab, and it does have the white Nike Air branding there. And then over on the right, they do have this Cactus Jack branding here in red. But other than that, like, you do have like this white stitching going across surrounding the entire tongue of the sneaker. Going towards the medial side of the sneaker, it's all black, consistent with the other side. You do have the white stitching surrounding all panels of the sneaker. You do have nubuck for the mid panel and the Nike swoosh. More high hair sway going towards the back, and high hair sway going towards, like, you know, the front, and by the lace holes as well. Going toward the back of the sneaker, you do, on this sneaker, you do have the Air Jordan 1 Wings logo stitched there in the back, and it is, like, you know, pressed on that nubuck with that high hair suede material, and it all is all nubuck surrounding like the entire back heel of the sneaker. And then of course you have more of that black midsole there. Now the inside of the sneaker, I'm not going to take it out, but it is an all black midsole, and it does have some Travis Scott branding there in white. And then the bottom portion of the sneaker, it is just like, you know, any other Air Jordan 1. So you have your standard Air Jordan 1 bottom in all black. So you do have, you know, the circular traction up top, and then more of that Jordan 1 traction going towards the bottom here. And then you do have your Nike branding right there in the middle of the sneaker. The left sneaker is pretty consistent with the other one, so I'm not going to go into that too much. The only thing that is a little bit different on this side, they do actually have that Travis Scott B stitched on the back of the sneaker. And I actually like the B versus the sickle mode branding, but that's just my preference. But at the end of the day, I mean, I know they want to switch things up from like sneaker to sneaker, and that was, you know, pretty much, you know, just something that was like a little bit different from this sneaker and the other Air Jordan 1 Travis Scott collaboration with the lows. And then other than that, you know, it was just the materials on this one too. They did go like, you know, with the high hair suede and nubuck on this one. Now, one thing that I did miss on the medial side of the sneaker, of course, you do have that Cactus Jack branding up underneath the Nike swoosh there on the medial side of the sneaker, and that is consistent with most Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 sneakers. Well, Travis Scott sneakers, period. He puts that Cactus Jack branding on there. Now, the sneaker does come with a few lace options. Me personally, I'm gonna stick with the flat black laces that was like, you know, there, you know, in the beginning, but they do have like this black and white zebra print laces here, and then it actually has these red ones. The red ones, this is a pretty dope option as well too, but I just like the flat black laces. But, you know, nevertheless, I mean, I may switch it up one day, but who knows. On the inside of the left sneaker, they do have Cactus Jack branding on the inside going towards the front toe area, but then like they do have the red Jumpman right there on the insole as well too. And then like one thing that I didn't like about this sneaker, me personally, I do like when they do try to, with all sneakers, it doesn't have to be Jordans, Nikes, anything. I love when they switch it up with materials versus just slapping like, you know, like a different colorway on the sneaker. For the most part, this is a solid release. The only thing that I did not like on the inside of the sneaker, like surrounding like, you know, like the ankle collar, I guess that's what you want to call it, but just like the inside, they have like this, it's like a felt material here, and I just kind of feel like, you know, if you're wearing this sneaker, sock lint is gonna like, you know, start to compile on there and everything. Like, I wish that was like one thing that they did change with this, and I feel like it probably would have been better for them to go with, I don't know, they probably could have did leather or something like that, but I just hate the fact that they did go with that like felt material on the inside, because again, like as you're wearing socks and everything, unless you're gonna wear them barefoot, but I don't know. But nevertheless, that's like one downside of the sneaker, one of the only things that I really dislike about this sneaker, because like I said, for the most part, I like the materials. But if I was to rate this sneaker because of that inside portion, I would go ahead, I would give this a 8 out of 10. It's not that it's like a bad sneaker. I do love the fact that it is all black, so you can get your wears out of this one. Let's give it a 9. A 9 out of 10. I'll give it that. And I do kind of feel like it is kind of petty for me to take off 2 points for like, you know, that inside portion. But I just kind of feel like that's just gonna, I don't know, man. Like I just feel like it's just gonna like, wearing socks with this sneaker, unless you wear like black socks or something, like that might be the only workaround. But nevertheless, 9 out of 10, I'm cool with that. As far as like sizing and comfort for this sneaker, it fits just like any other Air Jordan 1 low. For me, that's true to size. I don't foresee a reason for you to actually go up or down a half size or anything like that, but it fits just like most Air Jordan 1s. The only thing that I feel is like, you know, with Jordan 1s, like right around this portion where the laces actually start, unless you like you can try to loose lace the sneakers, but you're gonna actually, it's gonna be some discomfort around there. It seems like it kind of compresses and makes the fit kind of tight around like that area for the sneaker. But if you kind of loose lace the sneakers, I mean, I think you should be fine. But Air Jordan 1s, in my opinion, have always been a sneaker that you can't wear all day, every day. I know some people say that it's comfortable and everything like that. I mean, it is, it's a comfortable sneaker, but after a while, it's going to start making your feet kind of, you know, start to ache. But nevertheless, I want to take the time to shout out the vendor for getting me a pair of these to review on the channel for you guys. This was a sneaker that I definitely wanted in my collection. Again, it's not my favorite of the Travis Scott collaborations, but I definitely felt like I did want this for my collection. But I do also want to thank you guys for always taking the time to tune in. Like always, I could be reached on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, even here on YouTube. Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we go, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a 360 and B-roll like always. But there you go, Air Jordan 1 low, Travis Scott, Black Phantom. So there's your front of the sneaker. There's the lateral side of the right, lateral side of the left sneaker. There's the bottom portion, standard Air Jordan 1 bottom in all black. There's your medial side of the sneaker. And then there's your rear. And again, I prefer that B versus like that sicko mode branding, but that's just me. But again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to tune in like always. But until next time, see you later.